Do you remember the first time you played Pokémon Platinum? Do you remember how exciting and new everything felt? How it was when you first met your starter? Well, what if your Chimchar was a Mewtwo and its ability completely random? Well, today I'll be playing a version of Pokémon Platinum just like this, with randomized items, mons, and abilities. I'll also be playing with these hardcore Nuzlocke rules. Also, this is my first Nuzlocke and my first YouTube video, so please be nice. Okay. I had some interesting starter choices here, but nothing was going to stop me from choosing Piplup, which was the last thing I was expecting to see in a randomizer Nuzlocke, but I'm not complaining, he's easily the cutest. Our rival then challenges us with his own randomized starter, which is this Delibird. And this guy loves to spam present, and he even manages to get a heal off on us, which actually saves us the fight, which means we now get access to our first encounter. But I was not expecting to see a freaking Salamence here. All I had was my new friend Lup, and I was sure this thing was never going to get in the ball. He wasn't going to get in the ball, and to make things worse, he takes my Piplup all the way into the red. I throw my only premier ball and... No fucking way! Needless to say, but we're off to a great start. Before we move on, we do pick up this Nidoking, which gets in the ball with no issue. We quickly check out our new randomized abilities, and I was incredibly surprised to see battle armor on Piplup, which is going to protect us from crits. Before moving on, we fish up a Mischievous to take with us to our next big fight with the rival. He fast throws out his Magnesim, which goes out quite easily to a few attacks from Nidoking. His Mawile goes down just as easily, and we get to find out what our new encounters are. On Route 204, we get this Tangrowth. And because this is a randomizer, and as you'll continue to see, randomizers are completely cursed, of course our next encounter is the literal god of the sea. Okay, I put this ancient god to sleep and threw out Piplup so he could get to work on his health bar. This guy was refusing to get in a Pokeball until he decided that he would just come with us.
No way.
Yeah, I was basically losing my mind. This was clearly a great encounter, especially before the first gym. In the mine just outside the gym, we get this must be Sinnoh's Rock-type gym leader. Rock could be carrying basically anything. He throws out a Wingull into my Koga. Obviously it doesn't matter what we throw out into this thing, it's going down. As does his Aggron. And he throws out his ace, Clefable, and it manages to get a Sting off on us. So I switch out into Nidoking, and it goes down to a couple of double kicks. And that's Rock. With the Coal Badge in hand, we head up to our next encounter in Route 207. Swablu is added to our box, and we have our first Galactic fight. A doubles battle where we team up with Lucas and his Machamp into this pretty favourable matchup, and they go down quite easily. Heading towards Floroma Town, these preschoolers challenge us to fight the Mewtwo. It's pretty strong, and I decide I should probably just focus this thing, but Mewtwo just goes down to another bite from Salamence. Otherwise, this fight goes fine. This fish is a little stally, but we managed to get rid of it. So yeah, a little jump scare, but fine. First real Galactic boss fight. Waiting inside the Valley Windworks is Commander Mars, who is considered a major run killer in most regular runs. We stall out her Pikachu with Toxic and Absorb. She throws out her Darkrai and things start to get real. I decide the best thing I can do is put this thing to sleep. I had faith in my Tangrowth, but this Darkrai was demanding blood. It had disabled Tangrowth's only attacking move, so I thought getting a poison off would be worth it before switching out, but...
I can't switch out, okay.
There was nothing I could do to save my group. I forgot the secondary effect of Ingrain. I scrambled for ideas, but...
That's so stupid, okay.
This randomizer has claimed our first death. Rest easy, Grove, the Tangrowth. I'll miss you and your sleep powders. Remy comes out to finish Darkrai off. Okay, that was bloody. We start making our way through Eternal Forest with Cheryl, where we'll have to rely on her in some double battles.
This is the scary one. That thing is flying, isn't it? That fight's always really scary.
The split wasn't too bad. We make it to Eternity and fix ourselves some Pokeballs and this Whalemo, who we take with us into this gauntlet of a gym.
That'll be, oh god, okay.
The trainers in this gym seemed a little scary, but my font I caught outside the Valley Windworks was just dropping everything with ease. So we'd finally made it to the second gym leader, Gardenia. And first it was really looking like this was going to be a joke fight, until she decided to reveal her ace. This thing scared me, so I knocked off its citrus berry and took it into the red with a few more knockoffs. Gardenia was guaranteed to go for a potion here, so I thought I'd switch out into Ram, who had a super effective ghost type move. But Deoxys is a pretty bulky mon, so I did have to make another switch. And my Prinplup does manage to get a crit, which definitely mattered. And we get our forest badge, still deathless. Before we leave Eternity, we still must deal with Team Galactic, and Jupiter leads with Ourself, another psychic-type mythical, and this thing put a decent fight up against my party, taking two of my mons into the yellow. Luck deals with this thing quickly, and Jupiter throws out Sableye. But this thing was not dealing too much damage to our team, and Goatee the Salamence was able to deal with it easily. Now that we can pick up the bike and leave Eternity, we have access to some fresh new encounters in Kingdra and this Rampardos who crits my starter.
What did it do?
And yes, we did take this murderer with us anyway, but I was unhappy about it. What I wasn't expecting was for my cycling encounter to be a Zapdos, which is obviously incredible.
How do I put it to sleep or something?
I quickly realized Font had total immunity to the Zapdos, so I could sit here as long as I wanted with this thing. I was doing this for a long time, honestly, but Zapdos did eventually decide to become our partner. I couldn't believe it. This run was blessed. We had now caught 2 legendaries, and I could not believe this luck we were having.
Oh my god!
We head back to Orberg for a randomized fossil encounter, and our starter is back from the dead, this time fully evolved. And another encounter.
No f***ing way this is happening.
Another legendary. Surely Palkia will agree to come with us. Right?
Almost looked like it. I gotta run.
It was looking like we weren't going to get so lucky this time, but I still really wanted this.
Greed will be my downfall. Alright, I ran.
We made the right choice, and Arceus decided to bless us with someone even better.
Oh man.
She didn't really mean that, buddy. You're gonna do great. Anyway, lock in, it's time for the gym, which roadblocks us from a lot of the game opening up and a new level cap. These trainers couldn't really do much against my team of legendaries and pseudo-legendaries, so we were able to make it to the gym leader herself. Fantina leads with Rotom, and so we had 2 electric-type mythicals staring each other down. Fantina's super potion is prompted here, and Zapdos hits itself in its confusion. Font is the obvious switch in, and it echoes with 1 magnitude, and out comes Wooper. Fantina tries to keep this thing in with a super potion, but she ends up having to resort to her ace, Sparrow. Anyway, you can probably guess how this went, and we got ourselves a relatively free relic badge. But before you think we can just move on, we do have another boss fight with the rival, and he's not joking around this time, leading with a Lapras. But thankfully our favourable lead in Zapdos deals with this thing quite easily as he throws out Ivysaur. I do manage to get a power off, but it starts putting everything on my team to sleep. After 2 turns of nothing but status effect, my Mence wakes up and wipes this thing off the field. I have Ember, so this Skarmory goes down quite easily, and all that's left is his Entei.
Oh god.
But seriously, I had Kyogre in the back. This fire puppy was nothing. Encounters. I got a Bayleaf. And I also got this guy. Well, he's good, right? I don't know why every double battle was cursed, but we got this.
Okay, scary. Nice. Not bad. Yeah, I made the wrong fucking choice though.
Arguably the ghost of the run.
Ah, I forgot this thing had Ember on it.
Yeah, we really didn't need to lose font there. Anyway, another double battle. Not mandatory, but I just like taking these.
Oh god. Okay. Okay, lock in. Lock in. Nice.
I was having trouble with this. It was bulky and a lot of my great mons couldn't match up well into it. On top of that, both of these things wanted to inflict status everywhere. Anyway, I just decided to get rid of it and focus on this doggy. Okay, 2 electric doggies. I wasn't really paying attention and I do have a death here. Nothing else we face here is really a threat, so we get to move on. And here's Maylene. So other than her lead, Cravat, this was kind of another joke gym. It's not that hard to deal with, other than some confusion. Oh, did I mention my Zapdos had the ability Flame Body? Anyway, yeah, this thing goes down and this thing goes down. I'm not going to say no to a free gym badge. And for some reason, Lucas really wants us to harass these polite blue men and their cute baby Pokémon.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
It wasn't that bad. We actually have a really favourable matchup here. And the Steelix friendly fires me too.
This is so silly.
They hand us over all their money and they run away, letting us move on to the next gym challenge in Pastoria City. Never mind, we actually have to fight the guy before we can go in. He brings a pretty strong team, leading with a Gengar.
But I don't like risking it. Really bad.
This thing really hurts, but I do have it down to the red. We do lose Vini here, our second encounter ever. He's been with us for the whole run. This wasn't really a necessary sack. Looking back, I wish I could have thrown out Kingdra instead. Anyway, yeah, he has a Garchomp, but... Okay, that didn't completely work. And I'm scared again, so I think I'll switch into
Okay.
It's fine, no more Garchomp. He throws out his ace Sunken, and we win using Peck. Oh right, he had another one. So I set up in front of this thing, and it goes down in a couple of attacks. So yeah, bye guy. We get to fight the gym now, and there's all kinds of jump scares in here.
He's back.
My team actually really struggled against this Kyoko. Even with super effective moves, nothing was really putting a dent in this thing. It took a whole team effort to work this thing down, and luckily I was getting turns of full confusion.
Oh my god, amazing RNG. Did you see that? That was fucking crazy.
Time to get our Natsume badge and find out if Crush Awake was bringing heat to this fight.
Okay.
So maybe it was a little too much leading with Kyogre here. You already know, this gym was a complete joke. Yeah, I guess sometimes this is what you're kind of signing up for with a randomizer. Anyway, we have to chase this grunt out of the city and he throws out a Suicune. Although this is a legendary, it matches up beautifully into my Zapdos. And it ends up being no issue for me. It's starting to feel like the random trainers are the real bosses. Cynthia gives us the potion that helps us deal with the ducks on Route 210. But first we go back for an encounter that I forgot about. And yeah, here's another Team Galactic fight. It wasn't too bad, but this Umbreon was a serious amount of trouble. It really liked using Sand Attack and Confuse Ray. I could barely land anything. Honestly, this fight was a little tedious, so I'm going to skip most of it. You can probably guess how this went, but eventually the threat was dealt with.
Confusion. Oh my god.
Fishing. We got a...
Oh my god!
And yeah, of course this thing came with us. And so, our first fight with Cyrus, the Galactic boss, and the most terrifying man in Sinnoh. Planning to destroy time and space itself, he leads with Pelipper. So I decided to set up a few calm mines, as if the randomizer wasn't already making this easy enough. Kyogre even gets an Omni Boost from the ancient power. Nothing on his team was particularly terrifying. This Slowking was quite bulky, but it was no issue. This Dusclops also wasn't so bad to deal with. The randomizer had obviously blessed me with a great selection of mons, and the evil team boss was easily dealt with. We have Surf now, so we backtrack to get to the next gym. But first we have to fight the guy, and he's never joking around.
Fucking hell. Okay, I'm scared.
Maybe a little precautious, but I set up 6 calm mines here, just because I knew I had the bulk and the type advantage.
Nice, sweet.
Yeah, I totally end up sweeping him with Kyogre. It didn't matter how many legendary birds he threw at me. This thing was broken. Okay, Rock's dad.
This could be anything. From Sunkern to fucking Latios. Okay, this is Chingling. Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke, boss. Huh? Okay, maybe it's not a joke. Okay, yeah, it's a joke.
Okay, it's another free gym badge. I guess I'm not complaining.
It happens.
I guess now we get to do the cave.
Oh, I want that duck!
She doesn't know this yet, but this cave is full of jump scares.
Let's just leave the cave. I didn't buy it? Oh my god. I wish this was my encounter. I can't escape, fuck. I don't have anything for it. Great.
It was at this point I realized that encounters are set by area. I have to deal with this Darkrai every time.
Okay, we're gonna deal with this thing.
It followed me around a lot and I had no repels. But anyway, this cave was just full of legendaries for some reason, but nothing notable. Moving on, we have this fight with Saturn, and he leads with the very specially bulky Lissy, but a quick switch to my physically strong Mence deals with it quite easily. The rest of these mons are silly, and Saturn goes down. Yay, wasn't that an awesome boss? We actually have another one of these. This Flareon dies, and she sends out an Octokuno, a genuine threat that immediately begins setting up on us, and I don't know why I didn't decide to dodge the obvious ice-type attack here. We switch in Mug, but it's not enough to deal with it on its own. So we're done with Team Galactic for a bit, and I get to catch this, and I also lose one of my favorite guys because I get one shot by counter.
But, dude, what?
Hey, but look, we immediately get a better fire type to retrieve from the box to head to the next gym with. A gym with an annoying puzzle that I don't know how to solve without fighting all the trainers. Luckily nothing was scary enough to highlight and we can just fight Candies. Leading with Mugby, I don't know anymore. Randomizers are a joke. I'm just setting up with calm mind at this point. I'm accepting this thing for what it is and I'm just going to sweep it and get it over with. It's just a team of babies and there's another appearance from Nuzlockes. It does actually give me a hard time, to be honest. Throwing out curses and burns. We deal with it and Candice's ace is Quilava. Not exactly a baby, but not really a problem. We go back and catch this Lissy and head back to Veilstone to progress the story.
Okay.
At this point, the run is cursed. I'll let you guess how this goes. I guess there are a lot of silly Pokemon. It's just the odds, right? Let's not even go over this sudden fight. It's silly. We free our lake trio and we can finally finish the story. We have a boss rush at the top of Mount Coronet. This split is quite long and it's hard to play around the level caps. These guys could have anything in a randomizer.
Scary.
I swear I somehow forgot this thing had ice type moves.
Yup, that's terrifying. Okay. Great.
Okay, first fight done. Let's see what the rest of them have in store for us. So we have another double battle, but this time we're relying on the guy to help us here. He throws out a Rapidash, which is, it's solid. It actually one-shots the Cravat, and Mence gets rid of the Torchic as two other shitters come out.
That was really fucked up. Okay.
This Marstop is really messing up my rival.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing is a complete menace. And for some reason they're just doubling into my rival slot and bullying him. Anyway, it's no issue, and we have one more Galactic fight before we can move on.
We are going to beat this split. I swear, we're gonna beat this fucking split.
So just for context, this was maybe my fourth attempt, and I had lost to the split every other time.
This is it. I've lost 3 runs to this fight.
I was also playing on different seeds, and this just so happened to be the right one. All the other ones were extremely cursed.
Bibarel is amazing. He's my HM slave right now. Okay. He's got 5 mons. They could be fucking anything. Okay, Kingdra. This is actually good for me to set up on. Really good for me to set up on. Yep, this is why. And I have leftovers. He crits me, it's fine. I'm gonna start firing these out. I'm gonna start sweeping now. And he just has fucking bitches anyway. Whatever, man. This is so stupid. Oh, his ace. Lumineon. Okay. And it's frozen. Maybe I overprepped for this one. I've literally fucking lost to 3 runs to that fight. But because this is a randomizer, by the way, and it's a different seed every time. He just happened to have baby Pokemon. Whatever, man. What a joke.
Hey, at least I get my Distortion World encounter.
I have a Master Ball. I picked up a Master Ball. I hope this is legendary. Okay. Oh. Yeah. This is the king of hell, by the way.
Yay, I finally made it past the split I was stuck on for the past 2 streams. And it was totally free. Is it GG? Am I finally going to beat my first Nuzlocke challenge? Oh, and just outside the portal, I catch one of my favourite Pokemon. Well, I love Porygon 2 more, but there's no Eviolite in this game. Anyway, last gym. Let's see what this encounter is and see what he's got.
This thing is nuts, by the way.
Okay, so here's my super in-depth play-by-play of how this thing goes. Once again, a boss has very smartly decided to lead with a water type into my Kyogre. It is hitting itself a lot, and I mean a lot. It's really hitting itself a lot. All I want is this Nuzlocke challenge under my belt, so I am determined to set up Kyogre. And yeah, once this thing is dealt with, it's free. It's free. This fight was totally free. I don't know what it was about the gym challenges, but yeah. Look at the smug look on my face. I know exactly what I'm doing. I was sick of resetting, and this randomizer was just handing the Nuzlocke over to me. And now I could finally face my first Nuzlocke Elite Four.
Okay, I get an encounter out here. Hopefully this is my legendary that I can use my Master Ball on. Let's see. It's Mr. Mime. We don't need him.
I'd finally made it. This was my first time making it to an Elite Four fight in any Nuzlocke. And although this randomizer had been a little bit of a joke at times, I was still quite nervous. I actually hit the level cap, forgetting that I still had to do this.
I hope... No, please don't level up. Okay, hold on. Oh god. Okay, hold on. I forgot about this. Ah, what the fuck? Was that a crit? Oh my goodness, dude. Hey, cheers for the follow, thank you. Yeah, that was terrifying. Alright, still not over. Was I faster? I was faster, right? I don't want to risk it. Alright, great. His ace, Caterpie.
And here it is, the Elite Four. This could be anything. After this experience, I don't even know what to expect anymore. But here it is, how it begins and how it ends. A Delibird.
Stupid, we keep seeing this thing.
I don't know it yet, but I'm naively being led into a false sense of security. A Gardevoir comes out. I have nothing for this, and it begins setting on.
Oh, it has fucking...
Yes, this is a Motor Drive Gardevoir, and I've just fed it for a second time.
What do I do?
Yes, it was naive of me to believe that the Nuzlocke would always be kind to me. What could I really do in front of this thing? It threw one special move at me and...
No, we already fucking lost something? Are you serious? This is really bad. This is really fucking bad. Yeah, this is really bad. I need the bulk here.
Calm Mind was sealed. I couldn't even set up on my own Pokemon, as a full restore is used to restore this demon to full health. This Gardevoir is firing obscene damage into my party. It was nothing short of a miracle that I managed to land a freeze on that thing.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to... I'm staying in. Great.
Okay, one more mon. We have this in the bag.
What type is this thing? Okay. Okay, we haven't had a death. That's really bad. Okay, we're at the level count. Okay. 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 Luckily she led Magicom, and I can't do anything.
Yeah, I wasn't taking any chances after that last one.
Great.
The calm mind really mattered here. These mons were terrifying, and I wouldn't have stood a chance otherwise. Thank you for having mercy on me, Bertha.
Terrifying. Alright. Well, okay, it goes down.
You already know I'm setting up to calm minds here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he throws out at me. Kyogre is just too strong. And this Elite Four is starting to look free. Okay, Lucian, one lost guy before the champ. Let's see what you got.
Oh my god, dude, this is silly. His ace, shut up. Didn't need the level cap.
Alright, who even cares anymore? Let's just beat Cynthia and get this over with.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my... Dude, what is this? What is this, man? Throw out something, okay. Okay, sunlight. Okay.
Oh, a legendary. Plain and simple, this was just a team griff. I had been blessed incredibly early with some great mons. So, here was Cynthia's ace, Mudkip. Yeah, the joke is getting old at this point, but I was at least glad I had my first Nuzlocke completed.
Let's go for the disrespect kill.
And here it is, one more full setup on Kyogre. See ya, Cynthia.
Randomizers. Yeah, Cynthia's washed. Flaccid ending aside, that was my very first Nuzlocke I've ever completed. So that's something. Very first Nuzlocke I've ever completed. Even if it was really, yeah, flaccid.
I look completely distraught here. I spent an entire day awake and streaming to complete this. So yeah, that was my first Nuzlocke. If you enjoyed yourself watching this, please consider subscribing or coming and watching my streams even. I have no outro, so thanks.